Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel Try It Yourself. And I'm gonna show you a little trick that might work in some cases. I saw it on YouTube. One other guy was talking about it, and there is a chance it might work for you. So here's the story. This is my Mavic 2 Zoom. I crashed it recently from approximately 200 feet high. The story is I was flying in an area with a super tall tree, didn't pay attention, and that was probably the tallest tree in the area. Forgot to take a screenshot from the height exact, but I have a last picture when it's basically hung like this on the side. On the branch, it's stuck between two propellers somehow, basically was hanging like this on the side, something like that. It was so high that I barely could actually see with the camera, with the zoom, from the ground. It was hanging there for 15 days, so it's been, like I said, it was hanging in this position just like this, just like that. I mean, approximately. So it's been at least 3 rains, and only after 15th day there was a strong enough storm to actually throw this thingy, this drone, down on the ground. I didn't see where exactly it was it's landed. A friend of mine picked it up, but when they picked it up, out of the 4 propellers, only this one was cracked and this one. So I have few extras, not a big deal. Out of 4, 2 got cracked, not a big deal. I set this thing inside to dry it a little bit. I had some water still between the battery. Obviously when I was drying it wasn't rain, but when I pulled it out it was already dry, I mean on the outside, but when I pulled the battery, this area with the connectors, it was still a good amount of moisture, I mean water, you could say. So I let it sit for another 2 days, wipe it up, and I let it set for another 2 days, you know, just give it a chance to dry some more. When I eventually got to the point to test if it's still flyable and stuff, so I set it in the room, and my camera, I had obviously the biggest worry was with the camera. This is my second crash already with this one, and I guess before I continue I should mention this is maybe a good idea if you don't have any warranties like I don't have. So I mean I really got nothing to lose trying this thing. So when I turn it on, when I actually plug in the battery, different one just to be safe, my gimbal just stuck in this position a little bit on the angle. I had an image, I had a picture that I'm gonna stick it here somewhere. Zoom was working, but I could not control the gimbal at all. I had the message gimbal overload, blah blah blah. So I started looking option repairs in the area, and where I live there's no, I mean the closest one is like 2-hour drive, or send it to California to DJI. So and without the warranties, basically I'm looking at this point for the cheaper version. I guess the cheapest version that I looked is actually, I think, and just to buy the whole gimbal for like 300 plus 350 or whatever, it depends where you're gonna look. And supposedly what I saw a few videos, not that hard to replace, but I'm not at that point yet. One really interesting video I found on the YouTube, the guy showed that he was flying this thing. He didn't crash it, but he was flying it in the sandy area. He set it on the parking lot, and he got that gimbal overload message. So I think I have two problems with this, because if you move the gimbal, see how it's springing to the left every time. It's actually it moves super freely side to side, but it still springs to the left. So I think there is a problem there. 45-degree angle left to right, see, it stays either way and it's super free. The biggest problem I have is the pitch motor. I don't think you're gonna hear it on the camera over here, but it actually have a slight grinding when it's down there. When I tilt all the way down, it's fine, but right here mid to top, it has just a slight grinding. And this guy on the YouTube, he had kind of the same thing. So what he did, obviously you do this with the battery disconnected, so you don't have a power at all to this gimbal. And basically what I did, secure this gimbal a little bit and play it like this for, the guy said he did for a few minutes. I don't know how long I did, but I did the same thing. So I still have the grinding thing in there. So like I said, I'm not too comfortable to take it apart, and I guess I would get to that point if nothing would be working. I mean, and I have nothing to lose, then yes. But at this point, I still gonna try to actually work it over here, work it some more. But here's what happened after I moved this thing, the gimbal, the camera, the pitch motor up and down. I'm actually not sure if it's on the motor side or the bearing on the other side. I'm not exactly sure. But after I moved this thing up and down, I set it, I went out to fly. So this thing is flying like nothing happened. No problem with the movement, no problem with the control, and I had a perfect control of the gimbal. I actually could move left and right. By the way, there is a trick. If you didn't know, you can slide. There's no controller. You cannot do this on the controller, but if you take on the phone screen and slide it left and right, you actually, if you didn't know, I didn't know that, but there's a little trick that you can actually move camera left and right and up and down without using the controllers on your joysticks, but you actually can control it on the screen with your finger. So move it left and right, up and down. Okay, my cat is lonely. And I was fine for about 20 minutes of flying. And after 20 minutes of flying, I basically lost the control. This thing, the gimbal started jerking up and down. And actually, I think it was fine until I tried to go like a vertical down picture, and maybe it triggered something over here, I don't know. But I lost control after 20 minutes, so I pushed the return to home button and came back. So that's the story. And like I said, I was flying for 20 minutes approximately. 20 minutes with this drone, with the perfect control, perfect picture, everything like it was super fine and everything. And after 20 minutes, I lost the control of gimbal, and I got that message of the gimbal overload again. So at this point, I'm still not ready to take it apart or even replace the whole gimbal. I'm gonna give it a try, because I guess the super cheap version is just to replace this motor, the pitch motor, they're located over here on the side, and it costs like I don't know, it depends where you're gonna look, from around 40 or less dollars, so very affordable, I think. But it's a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that, so that's why I'm trying to do like what anybody can do, just pretty much just try to work this thing, not spraying any grease in there, obviously, because there's electrical connections over here, so you don't want to spray any WD-40 or anything like that, but to try to work through, because I don't know if, like I said, with the rain or whatever got in there stuck, I'm not sure. I didn't take it apart at all. This is just like it's basically, I mean, I washed it after hanging outside for 15 days. It has a little dirt on it, but other than that, I was surprised it's in this great shape after hanging for 15 days and falling down 200 feet. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show on this video, if you have a gimbal overload, the easiest that anybody can do, repair, that could help for somebody. Maybe not for me, and I really doubt it's gonna help me, but at this point, I mean, I was happy that it was flying without any problem for 20 minutes. Disconnect the battery and try to play with the gimbal. Basically, the first thing, it should move freely. You know, like this one's moving freely. Up and down over here, it's actually, I mean, right here. See, it's right here, it's sticking, so I mean, you don't hear the noise, the grinding noise most likely, but you can see how not smooth this thing, you know, when you push it with your finger, how it's actually have like a, right here, especially this spot. So anyway, I don't know if it's gonna be helpful for anybody, but I tried, and like I said, at least 20 minutes of perfect flying and perfect video and perfect control of this gimbal. So that's the story. If I'm gonna have a repair for this thing, which I don't know at this point, I probably gonna post update, but that's the story of the 200 feet crash, and really slight chance of repair of this problem. If it was helpful, don't forget to shoot me a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.